All right, so here's the explanation of the homework problem. First of all, there are different rules for each one of these homework problems. For instance, like the addition, if you are going to take the expression 213 plus 57, then if you want it to be equal, if you take away from the 213, you have to put the same amount into the 57. Here's how I'm showing the students how to do this. If you have 213, you are going to link that with the A. The 57 and the 64 go together. Now what I'm doing here is that if I'm taking this expression right here, what I'm saying is that if I'm ending up with this expression, then what I must have done was add 7 to the 57. So I'm going to put plus 7. So if I added 7 to the 57 in order to keep this expression the same, then I have to take 7 away from this one. So 213 minus 7 will give me what the missing number is for A. So 213 minus 7 is 206, and A will equal 206. If you check this, 206 plus 64 should be the same thing as 213 plus 57. So, same thing here, except for that in subtraction, it's not the same rule. Because subtraction, if I take 438 minus 187, and I add some to one side, like to the 438, so that I have 429, then I have to add the same amount to this side in order to keep the subtraction, the difference between the two numbers, the same. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. 438, if I'm starting with 438 and ending with 429, what I must have done is I must have subtracted 9. All right, so if I subtracted 9 there and I'm trying to keep the same difference, I have to subtract 9 here. So 187 minus 9 is 178. And so A is 178. For this one, in multiplication and division, you have to keep the proportions the same. That's a little bit more complicated, but this is how you do it. So you're going to connect these two. 32 and 8. If I start with 32, what do I have to do to get 8? And in a multiplication or division problem, I have to multiply or divide. So 32 divided by 4 is 8. If I divide by 4, the rule for multiplication is opposites. So if I divide it by 4 here, I have to multiply by 4 here. 4 times 4 is 16, so A equals 16. Division is the opposite. It's going to be the same, just like subtraction. The rule is that whatever you do to one, you do to the other. So I'm going to connect the dividends, and I'm going to connect the divisors. 8. If I'm starting with 8 and I'm ending up with 24, I have to multiply by 3. Since the rules do the same, if I multiply by 3 here, I'm multiplying by 3 here. 2 times 3 is 6, so A equals 6. I hope that helped everybody out, and I hope everybody understands, and give me any questions on your class tag if you need more explanation. Thanks.